know, we're probably just gonna head out.
This is
We'll just pull it.
That's right. We got it on our own. It's just hey, you go ahead, please. Don't spare me.
Oh, please don't. Oh, please. Please don't bother the lock.
Me. I think I
Oh
couldn't
my
do that
goodness, I
myself.
could have
Wow.
gotten it.
I feel like this is one of those movies that operates on a couple different levels, all of which are extremely appealing to me. I mean, it's a comedy, it's a horror, it's a whodunit. I'm kind of curious if, from the get-go, if there was a certain aspect, a certain side of it that most appealed to you. Why were you excited about Werewolves Within?
I was excited about so many elements of it. One was just the cast. Like, I just wanted to be in that company. I wanted to be hanging out with Sam Richardson and Michaela Watkins. But then you put us all in a room, and then like every cast member not just has their own special moment in the movie, but we had so much fun making it. And I think it comes across in the movie. I can't tell because like for me, they're all just bringing back memories of good old times, but I feel like the movie is fun to watch like it was to make.
I want to talk specifically about your character, Cecily. I think, I mean, admittedly, when we first meet her, I was like, okay, I think I understand who she is. We're almost gonna get like the manic pixie dream girl type character archetype, but she's so much more, and I think you make her this really amazing, well-rounded, engaging person. What is it about Cecily that you most liked, and what did you hope to kind of bring out from her?
Well, Cecily is a real feminist, like in a way that I am, in a way that I know Josh is, and I think that in the way I know Mishna is, and Margaret, our producer, like there's so many people behind this film that wanted to make sure that the message is as poignant as it is twisted. So I'm hoping that there will be lots of like feminist discourse and arguments around who my character is and what the movie stands for, because I think it can, because I certainly had those conversations in making it. You know, Josh and I would sit down and be like, okay, so she's definitely like flawed in this way, but she's also really standing up for something that matters in this other way. And I hope that people leave having those kind of discourse, those kind of conversations, you know.
I mean, I love that she's like the town mail person, and it kind of gives her a unique point of view on everyone else that we meet. I love that we kind of get to initially see the town through her eyes.
Yeah, I love that you said town mail person, because it was like one of the conversations that we had early on where we're like, can she not gender herself? Or like we have like different kinds of conversations around what it is to be like the girl in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that like some of the dynamics that she even has with Sam, she addresses that he's this nice guy, and what does that mean in their dynamic? And you know, a lot of the movie addresses his masculinity. Like he comes into town trying to like toughen up and be more of a man, but actually like Cecily is one of the toughest characters in this movie, the toughest character in this movie, I don't know, up for debate as well. Gender and the feminine and the masculine and this like binary is approached in this interesting way in the movie. But it's also like, I just want to, you know, then like wipe everything I said away and just say like, it's also just a fucking romp. Like it's a fun old movie that has these other layers that drew me into it in a deeper level.
I want to talk about just the process of filming this, because it's my understanding that things basically wrapped right before the world shut down to some degree. Could you tell me about the production timeline?
Yeah, so we started shooting, I think we had our first table read at the end of January, shot through February, and I wore a mask for the first time on my flight home.
Wow.
So if that gives you a sense of time, it was like March 8th or 9th, I want to say, and then things started shutting down around the 14th. And so, yeah, we started, you know, just like seeing things on Twitter here and there. We started noticing that it was like harder to find hand sanitizer. Things were like getting real. Sam and I at one point are like, should we order this 20-pound bag of beans to be delivered to our LA home? Like it was um, a bizarre time to be shooting a werewolf movie. But also we were kind of in quarantine and making it. We all lived together. We all showed up to mostly one location, very few locations, I'll say. So um, it was just a creepy time, but also really like joyous. And I think like a lot of us, I was in denial. I was like half in end of the world prepper mode and half in denial. I was like, I'll buy the 20-pound bag of beans. I'm not going to use it, but I'll buy it. That's very good.
Could you talk a little bit about the location in particular? I know you said you mostly all like kind of roomed together while you were filming too.
Yeah, we stayed at this like hotel before it was open. We kept joking that it was like soft opening, but it was like a hotel that wasn't ready for us to be there. But it was called the Urban Cowboy, which is like a very cool, very like hip place to stay, but it wasn't open. So like one night a week they had a bartender and we enjoyed the hell out of that. But other times we were like, okay, let's go back to our rooms. The heat works. That's all we need. Thank you. Is there a light? Is there a lamp in the room? Nope. Oh, it's fine. I'll use my phone. It's all good. So we made do with this. I'm sure now like totally functioning, wonderful hotel lodge. But at the time it was before they were ready for us.
This is the AV Club. I have to bring up the fact that we love Other Space so much, and that show so special. This is the show that like Paul Feig is constantly talking about, like, he'd bring it back in a heartbeat if he could. I wondered if you could talk a little bit just briefly about like what that show meant for you and your career.
Yeah, that was the show that taught me how to be on a show. And I think I didn't even fully in that moment appreciate the amount of creative freedom that they gave us, that we could, improvise, but we had great scripts and other great improvisers around us. I mean, kind of like this movie, we had a great script, but because everyone is already a kook, it makes it so easy to play on top of it. And I think it was like the first moment in my career where I thought I could do this. Where I was like, I'm in the company of Paul Feig. I better earn this. Like I better deserve to be here. So it made me work harder than I think I had before.
The time it came out, I mean, now it's like there's streaming, everything has a streaming platform. It like would make so much sense coming out right now, but at the time it was like, Yahoo, what's going on here?
I know, it's so unfortunate. It's I think Paul took a risk on Yahoo, like maybe taking off, and they did not. And it's such a shame because our show had to go down with this tech company.
But it's a beautiful show. It still exists. It's still out there. It gets to be this like perfect one season thing that we've got. And it's so fun to revisit.
We're little freaks and geeks.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe I'm a werewolf. Maybe you're a werewolf. Maybe you're a werewolf. You're a werewolf. You're a werewolf. You're a werewolf. Maybe we're all werewolves.
Are we really in a Mexican standoff right now?
Baby, don't say Mexican. Just stand up.